Here we go. Here we go. Yo, yo.
Yo.
What's good? What you got back there? What you got?
Let me tell you up.
You got me?
What's good, G?
What's good, brother? I see you sipping on something good back there, man. What you
Yeah,
sipping on?
man. I'm at my bar. You know, Frosty serving out the best of the best. He's serving out them drinks, man. You know, chilling with my man.
Yo, cheers, man. Before we start our
Oh, for
conversation,
sure.
man, hey, cheers to you. Thank you
Salute,
for
salute.
thank you for supporting the wine, man. Obviously, we sent you a bottle of wine that you used very well in your video, but you also went out and purchased our wine, man. So before we start talking, I just want to say thank you for the love. I appreciate it.
Man, no doubt, bro. No doubt. I mean, we tried it, and it was good, man. We were all in consensus that it was like, it's nice, bro. It's like, it's sweet.
It's nice.
You know what I mean? It's nice. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Listen,
and then
the one thing
I
is,
was
man.
like,
I'm sorry, I can't. Can you hear me good?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. The one thing is, man, when we're as athletes, whenever we do something outside of what people expect us to do, I think they come in with this notion that it may not be good or he may not know what he's doing. But I teamed up with some great people in the Paul Meyer family, man, to be able to help me create something special. So I'm glad you and everybody else is enjoying it.
Oh, for sure, man. That's true, man. As athletes, they try and put us in that box. They try and pigeonhole us. But like they don't understand like all the sacrifice it takes, the teamwork that it takes, the consistency, the diligence, persistence. All of that goes into playing our sports. We apply to the rest of our lives, and other aspects of our lives, and that's what makes us good. That's what makes us who we are, man. And that's dope, bro. I'm from Northern California,
I
so I
know.
took trips up to Napa a lot. So that's dope, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you still are leading the way, my brother. You are still leading the way. For sure.
You from San Jose, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. Everybody. So I don't know. I'm sure people can hear my voice. I don't know how the Wi-Fi is going or whatever, but I seen when you posted, you gave my wine a 10 out of 10,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and everybody was laughing about that because I'm sure you, just like I, have been getting a lot of comments, and the comments I've been consistent with 9 out of 10.
Always, dog. Fuck. It's been like that since it comes to my comment section, your comment section.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man.
shit.
So let's jump right into it before also too, we're going to get to some of your life too, man, because there's some things that I found out that is so interesting I want to talk about. But everyone also want to hear about us have this conversation about the dunk contest and about the rap, the diss record and all that kind of stuff, man. But let's start off and talk about your feelings on the dunk contest and how everything went down, and we could just have a convo about that, man.
Man, I feel like I got robbed again, man. I
Where
feel
you
like
get
I got
robbed at?
robbed.
Which part? At the end or just at what part?
Yeah, the end, man. The end is you heard what Reverend Jackson said.
No, what'd he say?
He said that's some bullshit.
I heard you talk about him in your song. You talk about it. I didn't know what he said though.
He came up to me like, yo, that's some bullshit. I was like, damn, Rev, you cursing that? You cursing that, man?
So I don't know. A lot of people obviously, was not there like in the moment. It was. I don't know if you remember. Remember, it was a moment where you took your shoes off.
Yeah,
And because the NBA, they wanted you to continue to keep dunking, and I started taking my mic and everything off, and I was like, yo, like end it right now because like at this point, like it's getting crazy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And they made us continue to keep going. So I think I've expressed it a lot, and I know you have as well. Then this is what's unfortunate about that dunk contest to me is that I feel that it was a point where you were getting tens every time. D Jones was getting tens every time, and it was just like it was an amazing show that y'all was putting on. But it was a point where you knew that somebody was going to lose, and it was unfortunate once again that was going to have to come down to that. So I was like, yo, let's just give them cold dunk champions because neither one of these guys deserved to lose. But we had to continue to keep going, and they told us to continue to keep, as judges, we had to continue to give a score. So just to let you know why I gave you a 9, and I don't know why the other two judges gave you a 9, but I know why I did is because only reason I did, and like people make a valid point. They say, listen, it don't matter if he cleared him or not. The guy's 7'6". It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
that's a big dude, man. You see Taco there. That's a big dude.
Taco's tall. And in my mind as a judge, I'm not thinking about anything but what I look for. And I remember I had to dunk over Bam. And I remember everybody, first of all, I got booed a few times throughout that dunk contest, right? Because as a former athlete, I'm a little harder on certain dunks.
Right.
And I gave D Jones a 9. And the only reason I gave D Jones a 9 because I was like, listen, if you're going to attempt that dunk, you have to clear it. And he touched Bam.
Right. You
Touched
pushed
Bam's shoulder.
he was a hand, yeah.
He touched his shoulder. It was a hell of a dunk. Everybody else gave him 10s. I was the only one gave him a 9. It was because of that. So to let you know, from my standpoint, how I looked at the dunk contest, and it's unfortunate that a Miami Heat guy was in there because it makes it look real fucked up. But it really was about if you attempt this dunk, which is almost an impossible dunk to do, you have to clear him. So once you didn't clear him, I was like, well, I got to give him a 9.
Yeah. Shit, I thought I cleared him. You know what I mean? I thought I cleared him. He's a big dude, so he might have ducked out the way, but I thought I cleared him. But I mean, it really come down to the show, like the rules. You know what I mean? Like we did 4 dunks, and then that 5th dunk, that extra dunk, and then that sixth dunk is kind of like a curveball that they like the league threw in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like, all right, we'll just keep it going. You know what I mean? But like after 5. Like I had like 5 perfects. It should have just like been a tie or just been over. You know what I mean? Like that's like low key the same thing that happened in 2016, or like even like if they change the rules to like an accumulation. You know what I mean? So just keep the score the whole time.
Yeah.
And then that'll make it better too, because you know what I mean. What's done is done. Like it still was a hell of a show. And it was a hell of a dunk contest. People still talking about it and shit. So. It was dope. I mean, I thought I cleared homeboy.
Listen, I came, and a lot of people out there, we cannot do not half of what you guys were able to do in that dunk contest. So it's always hard to judge someone when you can't do what they can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, all the dunks is a 10 to all of us because none of us can do them.
Right. It's
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
Shit, that's a 10. Like,
right. They all are. So, I feel like, the thing is when it comes to the dunk contest, the toughest part of being a judge is of knowing the history, right? So you know the history of your last dunk contest and the one before that, and how at some point I felt watching it as a fan like he should have at least one dunk contest. So you know that history. So when you're judging, you have a little bias even to that.
Right. Just off the muscle alone, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Probably, but it is what it is, man.
But talk about what made you express yourself in the way you did when you decided to put the record together, because you haven't talked about it a lot, and that was one of the first times I really talk about it. What made you do that?
Cool, man. Yeah, cool. Man, I thought it was just a way to bring balance back. You know what I mean? Everyone was on your biscuit. Like, it wasn't even that like everybody was feeling for me, but I just had to like vent for people to like give them the perspective of like, look, it is what it is. This is what happened. These are kind of facts, but like it's a way to express myself, talk to you, keep it lighthearted, and let everybody know like it's not that serious. Like there's a way to express it that can be like uplifting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that's what it was. Like,
keep it light. Keep it light.
You a legend, dog. You already know that. You a legend.
Oh man, I listen. I hit you right away. I hit you right away.
You're a legend, bro. We watched you in your Converse so comfortably.
Yeah.
You had the line of Converse. I used to play in them shit so like, you know what I mean? So you a legend to me, bro. And I never take like real shots at a legend. That's OG and that's just respect. So I just did it in a way that I thought people would enjoy. And just continue to make music, man.
Yeah, man. And first of all, I appreciate that. And second of all, how about I didn't know that it was even remotely about me until I heard that line. When I heard the Converse line, I was like, oh, shit, wait, he talking about me right now.
Yeah, you were like, oh, shit.
At first, I was like, okay, he's like 9 out of 10. Okay, he's talking about the dunk contest in a creative way. And then I heard I used to hoop in your Converse so comfortably. I'm like, I think he's talking about me. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that obviously, and I give no fuck about what the comments people say, good or bad.
Yeah.
But
Right.
let's talk about the fact that I'm the only judge out of the other two judges that gave you a 9 that is getting the shit, right? Like
Yeah.
the majority was 3 people out of 5 gave you a 9, but I'm the only one that get the shit. Why you
Right.
think that?
Right. Okay. So, all right. Chadwick Boseman. Like, he's a great actor, bro. Like, he be killing. But that's a wash, bro. He's like 5'5", 5'4". So it's like,
So he should have gave you a 10 automatically.
yeah, exactly, bro. How could he even give me a 9? He's 5'4". All right. So that's a wash, bro. I'll just give him a pass because he don't know no better.
Okay.
With Scotty said that y'all were all in agreement. And the Miami boys, you know what I mean? That's what it comes down to.
Wait, what you mean? Scotty said we was all in agreement. What was your take on that?
He said something. I don't know where. It might have been the jump where he was talking about. Yeah, we were all gonna give him the score equaled out. So the score was the same, as DJs.
Okay.
And then they all put a score in, and then once the score came out, everybody was like, right down to you, and he was like.
Listen,
You know what I mean? Like, and that's that.
It's crazy.
So it came down to the Miami boys, right? It's because of the Miami boy.
That's
he
so funny.
He took home the trophy.
That's so funny that's the way that it's perceived, right? So here it goes from my perspective. Once Derrick Jones Jr. had that one dunk, I think he did a windmill from like one step inside the free throw line. He did the one hand windmill, right? Me being the first judge, I tried to go first most of the time, being the first judge, right? So once I looked down and seen that everybody else, I think it was 2 judges that gave him a 9, and he had a 48. So as judges, we had a sidebar, no matter what happens on this dunk, miss, not a great dunk, let's make sure that it's even. Let's make sure that both of these guys, let's put it on the NBA, more so than us, because at this point, it should be co-champions. Like both of these guys deserve a championship. So once we got to the next one, it was all about making sure the score was equal.
Yeah.
Right? So once we start going, I didn't look at anybody else's. Once we huddled up, we all right, we're gonna make sure it's equal. I was like, all right, I didn't feel like he cleared, so I'm gonna give a 9. I'm like, Candace, what are you gonna do? She's like, I'm gonna give a 10. So I didn't get a chance to talk to Scotty and them. I'm thinking okay, 2 judges will give a 9 and 3 judges will get a 10, and that will give us the exact same score. And once I seen Scotty put a 9, we all was like, oh shit. It's about shit.
I know. But there's only a couple of people that think D Jones should have won though. You know what I mean? It's you and D Jones.
That's bullshit right there. Listen, let me say something. I'm not saying that he should have won or you should have won. I feel like, for me, I thought that it was a wash. I felt like his dunks was spectacular.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, bro. He was flying, dog. He was flying.
But I feel like, for me, at some point, once we start going and because of the rules, right? Because it's not about the total score as much as it is about the rounds.
Yeah.
Right? Like once we start going so far, because if it was total score, you would have won.
Right.
But it wasn't. They didn't total it up. It went by the rounds of the dunks.
Right.
On the last dunk, 3 judges felt that you did a 9 out of 10. It wasn't that we didn't feel you lost the dunk contest overall. It was about the dunk more so than the dunk contest, because I gave you 10s every time.
Yeah.
Until that last dunk.
I appreciate that. You
know, I'm just explaining
the one off the side of the glass was crazy though.
And you deserve more than 10.
That's what I'm saying. Off the side of the glass, the 360 scoop off the side of the glass, boy.
No, I think hopefully this helps the NBA come up with a different way to figure out a way to total up the dunk contest, because in this position that we were put in, you got screwed, right? And I'm not saying you got screwed from the standpoint that D Jones shouldn't have won, but just overall from your body of work throughout the dunk contest, at the end you end up getting screwed from the standpoint of how the rules are. So I feel like going forward, they need to make it where it's all about the total body of work of the winner more so than each round dunk.
Yeah, right. Like the accumulation, like add up all the scores. And
but D Jones is a bad motherfucker now.
Yeah, he be flying, dog. He be flying.
Listen.
I don't get it twisted at all, dog. He be flying.
So first of all, as my guy Common just said, one of the judges and one of the greatest dunk contests ever.
Yeah, facts.
What you know how Tiger and I think Phil did that golf off where they made a lot of money to play
Mm.
with each other. What you think about you and D Jones doing a dunk off versus each other? Just y'all two. What's up?
Shit, if the cheese is right, come on, dog. Jump in.
If
I
the
jump
cheese
over
right?
Tyler. I jump over Frosty if the cheese is right, dog. We good, cheese.
All
But
right.
it's
Like
cold though. It's like
out there that's listening,
what's
they got
cold. What's cold is the like for not winning. Like I didn't get the Slam magazine cover. You know what I mean? I didn't get a couple of more commercials and like endorsement deals. You know what I mean? So there's like a couple of things that could have went in my favor. But it's cool though. But it's cool. It's like you were saying, like, you know, people remember Vince, MJ, and Blake. You know what I mean, for the dunk contest. But they also remember them for how they play. They remember them for how they court and on the dunk contest. You know what I mean? So, but all it does is just keep me striving. You know what I mean? Keep me striving. Real shit. Like that's what it really does.
Yeah, yeah. One of the kind of shifting gears real quick. One of the questions when you came on TNT on our Tuesday show that I asked you was about you coming in and everyone knowing you as a dunker, but trying to kind of erase that a little bit and show your entire game because as someone who played against you, I saw your game grow and develop to where I was like, oh, this motherfucker can play now.
Yeah.
not just like he's not just athletic, he can hoop.
You
And
know,
that's the one thing when it comes to this is like you're more than just a dunker. And a lot of people don't get a chance to see it because y'all have only been in the playoff once and you only been in the NBA 6 years. But talk to people about that process on here about kind of trying to be known for what you do great, but also be known for what you can and you're gonna eventually hopefully grow into and be great at.
yeah, man. I mean, that athleticism. I wanted to get out of that like Harlem Globetrotter stigma. You know, it's just like fancy dribbling and high flying dunks. You know, like try to help my team win games.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what it came down to is realizing like it's not so much about the highlights. The highlights will come, the home run plays will come, but it's about winning games. And I remember we was on the court together. I remember we was playing a couple of games. You busted us a couple of times. I busted y'all a couple of times. I remember that.
You did over the last couple of years. You busted us a couple of times. And I was like, wait a minute,
A couple of times.
what he been doing over the summer?
Yeah, so been working, man. So yeah, it just I gotta just keep working because eventually I do want to get to y'all levels. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just keep working. So like I can inspire the next generation like you inspire me, OG.
No, I appreciate that, man. One thing I found out, and I didn't know this, and I'm sure a lot of people don't. As I was, kind of going through and thinking about today, was your entire family. You come from a family of athletes. You know what I mean? Like your father was Ed Gordon, your father.
Yeah.
He played basketball. Your brother obviously plays professional basketball. Your sister played at Harvard. Elise is her name.
Yeah.
Talk about that, man. Talk about coming from a family of athletes. I think your grandfather was like 7 foot tall, and like everything I was reading, I was like, damn.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like coming from that cloth. You know, we was battling each other all the time, every day. Growing up around hoopers, because there's not a lot of pros. I think my brother was the only other pro to make it out of San Jose. You know what I mean? He played in the Sixers for a little bit, and that was it. So we didn't have a lot of hoop basketball culture growing up in San Jose. You know what I mean? So it was just right inside the family, us battling each other and making each other better, and then watching all the greats, watching all the highlights, and then we just pushed each other, man. We pushed each other every day. We pushed each other. They never took it easy on me. I never took it easy on them, and then we just challenged each other. And now I'm holding it down.
Yeah, how did you deal with that pressure of like coming from an athletic family, right? Like I don't know if you're the youngest one out of the crew, but how did you deal with that pressure even for my son and so many other people out here that parents or brothers that are doing something in that same field? How did you deal with it?
Yeah, they basically blazed a path for me. They blazed a trail, you know what I mean? So they were like, killing the high school scene, killing the AAU scene, and then when it was my turn to come around, everybody had already known. Like, okay, that's that's a little Gordon right there. That's like
Right.
the Bay. That's what it's calling him, little young Gordon, little Gordon out there. So they made it easy for me, man. But what about you? I just know you for all the just killing. You know what I mean? I know you from Marquette killing, and then in the league. So I didn't really know much about before that, like high school and like your upbringing and everything like that. I haven't really done my research.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what makes you the killer that you are.
I mean, I'm from the dirt. You know, when people say like I'm from the bottom, you know, I'm literally from nothing. You know, my family, you know, we grew up very poor, and I think a lot of my inspiration came from, you know, wanting to change that perception of my family. Right, my family was looked at as nothing. The world never paid attention to a Wade, you know, that I knew about, and you know, once I realized for some reason, I think inside of me, I realized that I had a special talent. I wanted to change the perception of my family name and how we was perceived. And I
Yeah,
knew,
everybody drop a fire emoji. Everybody drop a fire emoji right now. That's bars, man. That's
nah,
straight bars.
that's real shit. You know what I mean? Like everybody know me
Yeah.
now as D Wade and all the things I've accomplished. But you know, when we talk about starting from the bottom, like I really come from nothing. And that is what motivated me. That's what